I'm only making this video because I'm, trying to avoid studying in any way possible. I'm not really feeling like it, but it's been about 3 years since I've last shed a tear. Genuinely, like it's been like about 3 years since I've last cried, and it's something that I've lived up with since that time, which is me thinking about how I'm unable to express my emotions freely and just be who I want to be, do what I want to do in some way or another. So, um, growing up in a Moroccan household or just Moroccan society in general is kind of sets you up to a certain mindset of showing certain emotions and suppressing other ones. Um, Males and females both are capable of being emotional. Males are as emotional as females. It doesn't really matter. It's not a gender thing. However, when you grow up in a Moroccan household, as I said, or probably any other household, like it doesn't really matter about the society itself, but we see this in Arab societies, Islamic societies, and such, which is they tend to, in simple words, tell boys not to cry as if crying is a sign of weakness. However, they they sit. What's it called? Oh, it's conditioning. Okay, they condition boys, right, not to show emotions, as in sadness, as in crying, as in anything that takes that route of what we call weak emotions. Even though some emotions could be weak, we see them as strong or powerful, or things like that. Yet they condition them also to accept the fact that they can show emotions such as anger, hatred, aggression, and portray these emotions as powerful, strong, masculine, and whatever. Humans are just like any other animals, desire freedom, desire to be free, and desire to do whatever they want to do. And one of those things is to express themselves freely. That can be by words, that can be by art and freedom of speech, I don't know, identity, looks, style, fashion. All of these things are ways to show one's freedom, right? This is what we fight. This is why we fight for freedom. We fight for freedom to do these things, right? And one another thing that we can do with this freedom is basically express our emotions how we want to. No one is gonna really like hold a gun to your head and tell you not to cry, or I don't know, allow you to express certain emotions and not others. However, social conditioning is one thing that no matter how much you try to detach yourself from, it's still stuck to you. You're still tethered, right? It's still tethered to you, or maybe you just can't let go of it because you're either afraid, incapable of, or any other thing. I'm not the only one who's experiencing this. Not being able to cry is not something that I'm ashamed of. Yet it's something that I acknowledge and something that I want to fight. Right? I want to be able to express myself freely. Whenever you hit yourself, for example, if you hurt yourself, right? You're playing a football game and somebody tackles the shit out of you and throws you 10 meters away. Of course you're gonna be hurt, right? You might cut yourself. I burnt myself the other day, as you can see. I was trying to burn some nibs, and for some reason, I touched myself with a nib, and it was very hot, and I hurt myself. Being able to express yourself is to show any form of emotion that you want to show in that moment. For example, I was burned, and I screamed. I was like, ah, shit. Like, I simply expressed myself. Another example would be me watching a football game, right? And someone who supports like either Manchester United or like a football team or anything like that. If they lose, of course I'm gonna be sad, right? That's quite normal. And if they win, of course I'm gonna be happy. You see me jumping, you see me cheering. Of course, that's pretty much normal, right? It's me expressing what I feel in that exact moment. However, because of years of conditioning not to cry, years of conditioning to hold those emotions onto myself, to suppress them, right? To never show that emotion, I've become incapable of doing that. In, let's say, the last 2 years, I've had at least 10 occasions where I wanted to cry, right? At least, like, this is a normal thing. We go through things that make us want to shed a tear, at least like one tear. That could be a tear of joy, that could be a tear of sadness, it could be a tear of physical, being like hurt physically. It could be anything. However, I've never been able to shed one single tear in those, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, right? So in those, sorry, in those 2 or 3 years or whatever, I have never been able to express myself, cry, shed a tear, show my emotions, and be free. Because what I yearn for is to be free at the end of the day. This is something not only I am experiencing, but quite a lot of boys in my area, in my like social circle. I tend to ask boys that I know and girls that I know. I think I can try to do like statistics and talk about it in another video, but I've noticed that most boys cry very unoccasionally compared to women. If I go right now, pause this video, right? Go to my Instagram, WhatsApp, and send to text 3 women and 3 men and ask them the same question: when was the last time you cried? I am very sure, like I am 99.999% sure that the 3 women will have at least cried once in the last 3 days, but the men will have at least cried, will have the last time they cried to be months ago or years even. One of my friends told me they haven't cried since middle school. As absurd as it sounds, trying to make boys, or trying to normalize crying for boys and not shame them for it, is one way to make these boys feel safe, capable of showing emotion, and just make them feel secure in their masculinity at the end of the day. The 600,000 men who murder themselves every year, that each man a minute, or I don't know, like it's one man a minute, are the same ones who are incapable of showing emotions to other people. This is what causes depression. Depression is you trying to depress your emotions. You're not able to express them anymore. I don't think I will die if I don't cry, but at the same time, I think I will feel way more peaceful, way more in touch with my emotions, and definitely way more comfortable in my skin. I will feel stronger, I will feel more confident, and more secure. Did I say secure? And more secure. Because I feel like me not being able to express myself as I am is clearly a sign of weakness. Sometimes when I experience something bad and I, want to cry or something, it's either 2 of these things. It's either the tears can't even form. Like I feel the tears back in my head. I don't feel them in my eyes. I feel the tears like as an idea. And I don't know how to explain it. Like there's just like, oh shit, I want to cry, but the tears aren't there. They're, how can I explain it? They're not even forming. Like I cry as an idea. If I don't know how to explain this. Like if anybody gets it. Second case would be me on the verge of crying, yet at the last second that I try to shed a tear, something holds it back. And I've been experiencing this for the last 3 years. Like, generally, it's been quite horrible. And I've spoken to a lot of people about it, and some say it's normal, some say it's not, but I don't think anybody can tell me what's normal or not besides, myself, because I definitely know better than anybody else. People who cry very often tell me that crying isn't shit. Crying is like a bad thing. You won't feel good afterwards. But it's the same. Not being able to cry is the same as not being able to laugh. Imagine you see something very, very funny, right? And you can't even laugh at it. You can't even express your emotions. Imagine you see your favorite team win, but you can't even cheer up. You feel void, empty, and you feel like you want to do something, but you forgot how to do it, because I genuinely forgot what it feels like to cry. I don't know, like, do people weep when they cry? Do they sob? What's normal and not normal when it comes to crying? It's a very long topic to speak about, really, but I think this is just an introduction to maybe an hour of talking, because I could go on and speak about how many occasions I've had and what really makes me want to cry and what doesn't, and I just hope anybody who really experiences this can, like, comment and tell me about their experience with it.